As you are aware, this Special Select Committee is doing a fact-finding on the disposal of assets of the former President Yahya Jammeh, just to ensure that the process and procedures for the disposal was transparent and fair as well. So you are appearing today also with regards to issues surrounding the company that you are heading that has been mentioned in the report of the Commission. And of course the Commission had some issues with the company as well. So we will proceed with the testimony again between you and the Council. Council, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Welcome back, Mr. Kanyi. Good morning. Unlike the previous testimony, this one should be very quick and straightforward. So the committee would be interested in certain information that perhaps you may be holding, and just to advise us on certain procedures that entailed at the time. But before that, I would like to draw your attention to your statement, and perhaps before we go into your statement proper, I would just like to ask whether you did bring all the documents that you submitted for reference purposes.
Yes, Council, I have brought along with me all that I submitted to the committee previously.
All right, so
yes, please.
We'll begin with your statement.
Okay.
And the first paragraph of your statement, could you read out, perhaps don't read out, but just explain, just to refresh our memory, on when you were appointed as the general manager of GTSC, any gaps that may have occurred, and your reinstatement, if any, up until this date. Just put the committee through.
Good morning once again. Thank you, Chairman and Council. As I said before, and on my statement, I was appointed as General Manager of Gambia Transport Service Company in July 2013, when the company was formed, and was working there until June 2016, when my services were terminated. And I was out of office for 18 months. That is from June 2018 up to December 2017. I was reinstated in 2018, precisely 2nd of January, and still occupying the same position up to today as General Manager of Gambia Transport Service Company.
So the gap that you had as General Manager was in between June of 2016 and December of 2017, correct?
That's correct, Council.
Do you recall the exact date in December that you resumed?
No, I resumed 2nd of January 2018.
2nd of January
2018.
So in fact, it was from June 2016 to effectively?
Yes.
2nd of January 2018?
Exactly.
When did you get the appointment letter? Was it in December?
Which appointment? That's reinstatement or
the reinstatement letter, yes.
No, it was, I think, April 2017.
April 2017?
Yes.
Now it's clear from your testimony the time that you are not General Manager, and in your last testimony, the last time you were here, you had mentioned 2 other personnel held the position after you.
That's right.
Who was your immediate replacement?
It was Mr. Habib Drame.
Do you know the period Mr. Jammeh held the position of general manager?
I don't think it was immediately after my termination, but it will be maybe a month or two after that. Maybe July, August of 2016 until early December, as I said before, to early December 2017 when he was appointed minister.
Until December 2017?
Early part of December, yes.
What about the other holder of the office?
He stepped in shortly after Mr. Jammeh's appointment as minister. So his was just for a few weeks, not more than 3 weeks.
Who was that?
Mr. Raymond Cisse.
So for all intents and purposes, Mr. Jammeh held the position as the substantive general manager of GTSE for quite a while?
During my absence.
During your absence?
Yes, please.
So just to reconcile, you mentioned that your your reinstatement letter arrived in April of
2017.
Yes.
That's when I got the
the
reinstatement letter, yes.
But at that time, it was Mr. Habib Jammeh who was the holder of the position.
Yes.
And he remained the holder of the position until December of that same year.
Exactly.
Did the letter state when you were to resume?
With immediate effect, that was April 2017.
Can you reconcile that for us? Mr. Habib Jammeh was still general manager, yet your letter says that you should resume with immediate effect.
I said it was a difficult period. I think during my last appearance here, we call it the GTSE impasse. I don't want to go in details, but that's what happened.
We love details.
If you can spare me the trouble of not mentioning it, I would appreciate that.
Is it any information that is confidential, Mr. Kanyi?
Somehow.
We would ask that perhaps you give a statement to the investigators.
It's okay.
After this,
I will do
in
that.
respect to that period.
It's okay. I will do that.
Honorable Chair, if you permit, I would skip that period. Kanyi, I would then forward you to paragraph 4.
Yes.
Let's fast forward to 2017 to July 2017. The commission was set up. The commission of inquiry known as the Jammeh Commission was set up on the 12th day of July 2017. And from your account, you were not the holder of the position of general manager at that time.
Yes, that's correct.
However, during the course of that time, during the course of the commission's mandate, you came into contact with personnel from the commission.
That's 2019, I think. That was the, yes, period.
Are you certain it was 2019? Could it have been 2018?
No, I think it was 2019 after we submitted the assessment report to the Jammeh Commission.
So your statement says 2018 or 2019.
Yes.
Do you want to take 2019 as the definitive?
I want to take that, early part of 2019.
Okay. So, having paragraph 4 of your statement as a background, perhaps if you can do me the pleasure of reading the entire paragraph 4 and then explaining the contents of it and the events that transpired.
Okay. Paragraph 4 of my statement reads, in terms of my engagement with the Jammeh Commission, I was never formally invited as a witness. However, I did have a brief meeting with the lead counsel, Mrs. Ami Bensouda, sometime in either 2018 or 2019. I was accompanied by Mr. Khalifa Cisse, the then head of our technical department. The meeting took place at a hotel, possibly Jammeh Hotel, and I was focused on a proposal and was focused on a proposal for GTSC to consider purchasing certain buses that reportedly belong to the former president or State House.
So, Mr. Kanyi, how was the contact made with the lead counsel? And of course, you have clarified in your statement that by lead counsel you mean Ms. Ami Bensouda.
That's correct? That's correct. Yes.
How was the contact initiated with Ms. Bensouda?
As I said in my statement, I was contacted by the commission through my technical director, Mr. Khalifa Sisi. How it was made to him, I wasn't very sure, but he verbally communicated to me that we were invited to a meeting by the lead counsel of the Jammeh Commission on these buses, as I stated in the statement.
And just to be unequivocally clear, there was no formal invitation to this meeting?
There was none.
And also, was there an agenda item, or did Mr. Khalifa tell you verbally what the agenda of this meeting would be? Rather, Mr. Sise?
Yes, I was informed about the essence of the meeting, which, as I said in my statement, was for GTSC to consider buying some of the buses that were under Jammeh Commission's custody.
So, to the best of your recollection, that was the main agenda item?
That was the main one.
For the GTSC to buy buses from the Commission?
Yes.
The issue of valuation did not come up?
It did not come up. But what happened, we had done the valuation, as I said, or the valuation exercise started way back, or the engagement started on valuation way back in 2017, and GTSC concluded the assignment in November 2018 with the submission of the valuation report.
This meeting with the lead counsel post-dates the valuation process?
Yes.
In your experience, before I go there actually, Mr. Kanyi, do you remember the month of the meeting by any chance?
I can't, but I want to believe it should be early 2019.
You don't recall any specific month?
Cannot recall, to be frank. I can't recall.
Would any records from your office show any minutes of the meeting, any notes that you took, guide you as to the date of that meeting?
No records were taken, no minutes taken. I think we were only myself, Mr. Khalifa Sisi, Mrs. Ami Bensouda, and another person. I think we were 4 in the room or in the office.
Do you recall who that person is?
I cannot.
Does Mr. Khalifa Sisi still work at the GTSC?
No, he's with another employer, but he is available.
Could you confirm the identity of the 4th person and communicate that to the investigators?
I can check that with him.
The committee.
Hopefully he will remember.
So just before I move on that meeting, aside from the fact that the commission wished for GTSC to purchase some buses, what else was discussed?
If I recall, that was the only one, and our position then was that we should be written to first, and then we assess the whole thing. But I hinted that it will be open conflict of interest, that GTSC assessed those buses that we are talking about purchasing, and it's not good that we should go near them to buy them. And that was the end of our engagement on this matter, and with the Jammeh Commission.
So aside from the fact that GTSC was involved in the valuation of the buses, is it usual for GTSC to buy items from other state institutions?
It could be normal, but I don't think we've ever done it. I can't remember, unless I forgot.
Something that has never been done is normal, Mr. Kanyi?
No, you said whether GTSC could buy something from state enterprises.
Yes.
I said it could be normal.
So it is normal for the Commission to offer for sale buses to GTSC and GTSC buy.
As I said, if there was no conflict of interest.
Aside from the conflict of interest.
Yes.
The simple buying
In fact,
of buses.
it could have been an opportunity for GTSC if we had not been involved in the assessment.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Then we needed buses very badly.
So when you were offered, you declined purchasing the buses on the basis that you were involved in the valuation of the buses.
Tacitly, because we made a condition that right to us first. So it was not a decline outright, but that was our condition. But there was no correspondence from the Commission to us, and we said, well, that's the end of it.
Okay. Can I direct you to paragraph 6 of your statement?
Okay.
Can you read the first sentence?
As far as I'm aware, GTSC never received those buses despite our urgent need for fleet expansion at the time.
Continue.
Okay. I made a deliberate decision not to pursue that acquisition. Something.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
the first sentence.
Okay.
After the comma, you said you made a deliberate decision not to pursue the acquisition. Can you give us context on?
Well, it's surrounding this issue of conflict of interest that we cannot go near it because we assess them. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the next paragraph of your statement. To the second sentence.
Which starts with I also.
Yes. No. It starts with I was just resuming my role.
No, that's part of the first sentence, Council. It precedes, a comma precedes it, so I don't know. Okay, can I read that?
Please.
I was just resuming my role after a break. That's the end of the sentence.
Yes, continue.
Okay. I also do not remember seeing the valuation letter dated 16th November 2018 from my office, which was signed by Usman Diouf, the then mechanical engineer, who reportedly signed on behalf of me. If any such letters were received at GTSC, I'm not aware of them. And if they had come through my office, I will typically have minuted it, so I've read minuted it, or minuted them for further action. However, I will check my records for such correspondences.
Mr. Kanyi, I would like to understand the fact that you were the general manager of this institution. I would assume that all correspondences would come through you.
Yes, that's
Nothing would leave the four walls of GTSC unless you have signed off on it. Can you please guide the committee as to what may have occurred here? Was the said Mr. Diouf, Mr. Usman Diouf, operating as a rogue officer? Or did you delegate certain responsibility to him? Please guide the committee.
Okay. When I was first, confronted by the investigators, that was the very letter that I read about was shown to me. And I did not remember at that point that I ever saw it or ever directed Mr. Diouf and team to work on it. But when I returned to my office, I was able to dig through our records these same copies plus others. And I think I later remember that yes, we were indeed involved, or GTSC was indeed involved in this whole exercise under my authority and I did assign Mr. Khalifa Cisse and Usman and team to carry out that assessment and valuation exercise of the ex-president's vehicles. So Mr. Yu did not write anything as a rogue officer or so. It was written based on authority from General Manager's office.
So you indeed confirm that you gave this authority to Mr. Ju?
Very well.
And how was this signified? Were there any minutes on the document? How was the authority conferred onto Mr. Ju?
I think it was a developing activity or exercise. On one of them, I think I called a meeting of the team. This was when we were about to start the exercise, based on the reminder sent from the commission, signed by the then secretary or the secretary of the commission. I will refer to the letter dated 23rd of January 2018, when I called a meeting of my officials. Their designations or acronyms are written on top.
Sure.
I think you have a copy, which is CE, Chief Engineer, which was Khalifa Cisse, Head of Traffic Operations, and others. It's cut here, but that would have included Mr. Juf, who was immediate assistant to Mr. Khalifa Cisse. So after the meeting, they were instructed to carry out, to comply with the request from the Jammeh Commission. So the exercise kicked off from that date until October 2018.
Okay. And when GTSC, before I actually move on, is it a normal occurrence for GTSC to assist with the valuation of buses?
Well, there are few bus owners or bus operators in the Gambia.
Yes.
I can say GTSC has been the largest bus operator, whether private or public use. So naturally, we have the expertise in managing buses or assessing them and knowing their conditions and advising on their well-being or health. So it was natural that we were the only, let me call it, competent institution to be approached by the Jammeh Commission. And sometimes, up to today, some bus owners, whether the government institutions or so, will send their buses for us for assessment and maintenance or servicing. So it's normal.
And when these valuations are made, they're made as an institution, not through or by individual officers of the institution, correct?
Yes, as an institution.
Okay. Let's proceed on to the letter dated the 7th of December 2017.
Okay.
It was a letter received by, or rather a letter that was issued by the Jammeh Commission through the hand of the Secretary.
Okay. He's here with me.
Do you recall this letter?
No, I was out of office then.
Can you read the first paragraph of this letter?
The Commission of Inquiry has identified at least 26 buses presently stationed at various locations, including State House, Banjul, State House, Fajara, State House, Fajara, Future Lake Building, Kotu, and the Maintenance Services Agency in Kotu. The whole letter, Council?
And no, for now and for now.
Thank you.
The letter makes reference to 26 buses.
Yes, Council.
Eventually, once you resumed office, did you, once the exercise of the valuation of the buses commenced, did you take an inventory of the buses?
Actually, the numbers developed to something else. My team assessed 70 vehicles in total, most of them buses and few trucks. So it's not actually 26. And the locations also in this letter did not include Kanyi, but my team also visited Kanyi to assess some of the vehicles. So it was a total of 70 that were assessed and not 26.
And when your team go on such operations, do they document their activities? Is there any activity report from these exercises?
Not in very organized form, but they will jot down some notes and assess individual vehicles based on their specific conditions, then come and tabulate them according to their observation and assessment.
Okay, we will get back to the activity in a bit. However, I would like us to proceed to the next paragraph. Kindly read out the next paragraph.
Further to discussions between Commission, Council, and Mr. Habib Jammeh, the Commission has appointed your company to carry out a comprehensive survey of the buses with a view to determining their state, including roadworthiness and approximate value, and submit a report to the Commission.
Now, Mr. Kanyi, you have already mentioned that you are not the office holder in this in this relevant period.
Yes, that's correct.
And you had further mentioned that it was one Mr. Habib Jammeh that was the office holder.
Yes, Council.
Is that the same Habib Jammeh that is referred to in this letter?
The same Mr. Jammeh. Yes, Council.
After you resumed office, when you were reinstated, where was Mr. Jammeh
He was
reinstated to, or
he was
appointed
then
to?
serving as Minister of Interior during this period when I was reinstated.
Okay. I would like you to take note of what the commission was requesting from GTSC.
Okay.
And that would be entailed in the last line.
Okay.
To determine the state, that which would include the road worthiness and approximate value of each bus, and to submit a report to the commission. So I would like you to just keep that in mind.
Okay.
We will get to that later.
No problem.
Let's move to the letter dated the 23rd of January 2018.
It's here with me, Council.
By this time, you had resumed office.
Yes, just 3 weeks into my resumption, or after my resumption.
And this letter made reference to the letter of the 7th December 2017 that we just read.
That's correct.
Can you please guide the committee on the circumstances around this letter and what actions you may have taken subsequently?
I think what happened, as I said before, that when the first letter was written to us on 7th of December, I don't know whether Mr. Jammeh was in office or shortly after his appointment that the letter was received by GTSC. So there was no action taken until when we received this reminder, letter reminder dated 23rd January 2018. I received this letter, and on top of the letter is my own writings minuted to my team to have a meeting with them on a particular day. It's a bit cut, but it's a Thursday, the Thursday after the 23rd. So I received the letter very day 23rd, and Thursday after that I had a meeting with my team. The essence of the meeting, if I recall well, was to ensure that we comply, and we did comply and carried out the exercise.
And attached to this letter was an order from the Jammeh Commission.
Yes, I've seen it here.
Look at paragraph 2 of that order. That should be the last paragraph on the first page.
Oh, okay.
Could you read it out for the record?
Yes, it reads, the Gambia Transport Services Company Limited is hereby appointed to carry out a comprehensive assessment of all buses to determine their state, including roadworthiness and approximate value, and submit a report to the Commission.
Can you turn the page and read paragraph 3 as well, just for the record.
The Secretary to the Commission shall engage an expert approved by the Commission to assess the value or assess the status of the rest of the vehicles, including the luxury vehicles mentioned in paragraph 11B above, and their current value in readiness for their disposal, and to also advise on the best way of disposing of same.
So it was clear to your office that these buses were being valued for the purposes of sale?
Yes.
Okay, let's turn to your letter of the 6th day of February 2018. It is not a letter from your company, but rather a letter from the commander, rather the controller of government vehicles to the commander, State Guard, State House.
Okay, I've seen this, yeah.
It is part of your submissions.
Yes, Council.
Could you explain this letter? Just guide the committee on the contents of this letter.
That's a letter dated 6th February 2018 that my office received from the controller of government vehicles, Mr. Farmara, Superintendent Farmara Seedy, with his signature, well, signed for him or with his signature, and it was dated 6th of February, but we received it on the 20, well, my minutes on it is dated 27th of March. That's what I want to believe it was the start of our exercise. Just to give clearance to GTSC team to have...
Can you read out the year? 27th of March, what year?
2018.
Proceed.
Yes, the essence of the letter is to instruct or inform the Commander, State Guard, State House, Banjul, to give access to GTSC team, technical team, to assess the buses and trucks parked at State House, specifically the buses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, if you turn to the letter dated the 17th of October 2018, it seems 10 months later, your company had responded to the letter dated the 7th of December 2017 from the commission.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Yes.
Chair, for the purposes of the committee, that is GTSC 7, can you briefly just explain the contents of that letter?
This letter from GTSC, signed for General Manager and signed by Mr. Khalifa Cisse, was to send message to the commission, the Jammeh Commission, about GTSC's readiness to comply with the request or instruction to assess the buses and trucks belonging to the former president. And it went further to identify the number in the technical team to be carrying out the assessment. That is three technicians.
And who were those 3 technicians?
Mr. Khalifa Cisse was the head, and Mr. Usman Diouf was a member, and Mr. Dembo Jawara was another member, assisted by a clerk who was taking the records.
So there were 4 people that accompanied the team from the commission?
That carried out the exercise, but 3 technicians of the 4.
Who is the 4th person?
Salimata Drame. She was our engineering clerk at that time.
Okay, let's make progress. Look at the letter dated the 16th of November. That should be the last correspondence for your submission.
Yes, it's here with me as well.
This is a letter that submits the report, assumably after the activity.
Correct, Council.
And this letter was submitted by one Mr. Diouf on your behalf.
That's correct.
I am interested in two particular paragraphs of this letter. However, I would give you the opportunity of explaining the contents of the letter to the committee and for the record.
This letter dated 16th November 2018, I would call it CAPS. CAPS, our exercise on the assessment and valuation of the vehicles. It marks the end of our engagement with the Jammeh Commission based on their request. It was authored under instruction by Mr. Youth on behalf of the company, and attached to it was a report on all the 70 vehicles that were assessed by GTC technical team, assessed from scratch to the end, and then market values were attached to each of the individual vehicles assessed.
Is that it, Mr. Kanyi?
Yes.
All right, so my particular interest, and perhaps you can help the committee in this regard, if you could read out the third paragraph of this letter.
Third one, the shortest one.
Yes.
Which reads, all concerned vehicles were assessed in accordance with Unit B vehicle assessment methodology.
Could you explain what Unit B vehicle assessment methodology is?
Okay, I'll give it a layman's definition. It's a technical term, but working in that industry, at least I can say a word or two on it. It's actually a method where a vehicle is assessed, as I said, from scratch in all aspects, mechanical fitness or suitability, and the undercarriage, the suspension, brake system, everything, the comfort, the upholstery, total assessment, leaving nothing out. And then at the end of it all, you come up with a value based on the market rate. Basically, that's Unit B. It's like a comprehensive assessment. If we can use anything like a CT scan for the vehicle, that's the meaning of the exercise. You don't leave anything out. Any scratch on the pens, any dents, any missing parts, whether it's movable, drivable or not, everything about it.
So essentially, this valuation is very buyer friendly.
Very thorough.
Yes.
Very thorough, and it's buyer or owner friendly. It tells the buyer and the owner the complete state of the vehicle, the
complete value of the...
Exactly.
Great. Also help with the explanation of the content of the next paragraph. Perhaps you can read it out and I will specify exactly what clarifications I need.
Based on the findings of the aggregate inspection, vehicles were valued on different cost scenarios in line with each vehicle's current mechanical status and with reference to current parallel market face value. It's actually FA, it's read FACE for the records, face value of same standard vehicles.
Right, just as you did for the Unit B assessment methodology, please explain the different cost scenarios and valuation by the parallel face value.
When the vehicles were, during the inspection of these 70 vehicles, it was observed that most of them were, okay, the team established their different or respective years of manufacture. That's one major determinant of valuing a vehicle, age of the vehicle. And out of the 70, I think the oldest among them was in 1997. That means in 2018 it was 21 years old. And the others range from 2000, 2001, but the majority of them, about 50 of them, were manufactured between 2002 and 2007, the 4-year span, about 50 of the 70. And the newest among the 70 was a 2011 make. It was manufactured in 2011. And normally vehicles are depreciated at a rate of 20–25%. But for us, being bus operators, normally we advise that they are depreciated at 20% per annum. And as I said, depreciating that at that rate, by the 5th year, the value in the books will have been zero, but doesn't mean that they don't have any value in the market. So based on their book values, it was literally zero, but they had market value. So my team went that extra mile to attach some values to them based on the current market rate, which I think anybody can have access to if you are involved in either purchase of vehicles, one form or the other. So these were established, and but they also checked whether those vehicles will be sold as they were, but most of them, with exception of one or two of few, very few, had issues. Some of them are very serious issues that will be as good as scrap vehicles. Some of them will need some repairs, major or minor. So market values were established for each one of the vehicles, and that's what we submitted to Jammeh Commission.
Great. So attached to this letter are a series of valuations for each and every one of the 70 buses that were looked at by your company.
That's correct, Councillor.
Now, I would like that you bring the same technical mindset you had offered in guidance to this committee for the preceding two letters to this valuation. Please guide us as much as possible as to the content and methodology of this valuation. However, before we do that, you had mentioned that the oldest vehicle in the fleet was a vehicle as old as 97, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember the latest?
It's a 2011 model. 2011. It's part of the pages are not numbered, so we'll have to sift through the pages too.
That's all right. You need not do that at this moment.
Okay.
Another clarification is when you're doing your valuation, you mentioned there is a book value, and the book value has a lifespan of 5 years, correct?
Yes.
Is that applicable for all buses?
Generally. Vehicles generally.
Vehicles
generally.
Right.
Yes.
So, if the committee secretariat could guide you on, let's look at a few samples of the valuations.
Okay.
Committee, could you guide the witness on the valuation assessment on a vehicle that the make is International Bluebird? It was manufactured in 2003. If we could use this as our basis for you to guide this committee on every aspect of the valuation, such as to inform the committee to understand the content of this.
We have several of them, so is it the first page or?
The first page.
Okay.
Can you,
okay.
What is the value of the vehicle? Is it 462,000?
Yes, this
with a cost of 38,000?
Okay, let me count.
Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
All right.
Okay. This particular vehicle is a Bluebird. Is International Bluebird. It's like those long buses with protruded nose. I think you see those such bus types in the West as school buses, particularly. I think our army has few of them. They still use few of them, one or two. I could see them in traffic. They were the buses one time operated by a transport company before GTSC came into being called UTSCO, UTSCO, United Transport Service Company. They were one of those buses, but the buses did not last long. They were all parked, mainly at Kotu Workshop. Most of them were parked at Kotu Workshop. And this particular bus has its...
When you say Kotu workshop, which, can
they
you
call
be
it
specific?
Maintenance Services Agency. Some call it Kotu Central Workshop.
Thank you. Proceed.
Yes. Not far from the Navek power station. And this particular vehicle was made in 2003. So at point of assessment, it was 15 years old. So naturally, going by the book value, it was 0. It has lived for more than 5 years, based on the 20% depreciation rate. Notwithstanding, however scrap it was, it will attract some value in the market, whether the steel or the aluminium content or all whatnot. And it was assessed, and my team observed that it had a missing battery or missing batteries. Normally they have 2 or 4 or 5 batteries, these are large vehicles. It was valued, the missing batteries were costed at $18,000, and it has a broken front glass door, which was valued at $20,000. So if these two had not been issues with the bus, it would have been valued at $500,000, despite its age. And subtracting the cost of those missing or problematic issues, that is the batteries and the broken glass doors, the net value, market value, went to $462,000.
So essentially, you place a value of the vehicle at the time of manufacture, which would be the 500,000.
No. At time of manufacture, it would have been several millions.
Okay.
But as I said, it's 15 years at point of valuation. 2003 to 2018 is 15 years.
So what does the 500,000 signify?
That's the market value.
The market value at
Yes.
the time.
Yes. Yes.
With account of all the year, the book, the fact that it has a lapse of the book value 3 times over.
Exactly. Yes.
And then after you get the market value, you subtract all the anomalies.
The exact cost of adjustments,
The cost of
and
it
so on.
to get it back to the road.
Net market value.
Okay.
Yes.
And then that's when you then get the figure of 462,000.
Exactly.
All right, let's just do the same for another bus. This one is a VDL bus. It's made in Belgium and it was manufactured. The manufacture date is not applicable, but it was given a cost of 2.6.
Okay.
And a value of 4.5. I would ask the Secretariat to assist you if
Council,
you cannot.
can you possibly guide us? Where are you reading from?
This is all in the valuation report.
The one that we are having.
Yes, indeed.
Is it this one?
Okay.
It's here. Yes, I've seen it. Okay. Okay. I've seen it.
The other one will be this one. Maybe you can guess. This one, the costs are not so I don't know what the scrap more 60,000.
Okay.
These are the 3 that we.
Okay. It's okay. I've seen this one.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to.
It says scrap and the value is 60,000.
Okay. What level is it? Deep inside the page?
Perhaps you could be better guided by the MOJ set. It's MOJ 8A1.
I'm looking at it's the lowest value.
87.
I remember that, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm checking that, yes. It's here.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you.
So, Mr. Kanyi, if we could just do a similar assessment of this so as to guide the committee on the basis and nature of assessment
Okay.
or evaluation.
So this particular vehicle or bus, as a brand is VDL. It's a European brand. The main manufacturing plant is in Belgium. It's actually, they call it Vehicle d'Af Leland. That's the meaning of VDL. Vehicle d'Af Leland. Year of manufacture is absent, but it's clicking to me. I want to say it for the records that this might be a 2011-12 model. A 2011 or 12 model. Because at GTSC level, we were one time engaged in VDL for supply of buses to GTSC, but that did not materialize. And I recall one or two were given to Office of the President during that time for use as samples for Gambia to appreciate the quality of the vehicles. So as a point of assessment in 2018 February, the vehicle was valued at $4.5 million market value. But as you could see in the breakdown of the defects, let me call them defects, that the engine has gone. The engine is defective. You call it completely out. It has a faulty engine, non-functional engine. And with any vehicle that has a malfunctioning engine, that will require you to scrap the engine. It will normally lose half of its value. Any vehicle, if the engine is out, then it's as good as half good. Yes, it's like a dead vehicle. And then in the assessment of my technical team of this particular vehicle, they detected that the missing key, the ignition key was missing. That's where you start the engine with, which was costed at 20,000, plus the engine costed at 2.5 million. And they said the technical team assessed that the particular vehicle is actually worn out beyond limits. You can call it beyond repairs, but it will have certain valuable elements that if you sell it as scrap, most of these vehicles have a lot of aluminum and copper content, and that's very valuable scrap item that any scrap dealer will jump at. So the team came with a net value of 1.89 million as against the market value of 4.5, taking into account the defects, which totaled $2.61 million.
All right, I would allow the committee to probe you more on their understanding of the valuation report. Just a few more questions from me. If the committee secretariat could guide the witness on the valuation report that has not applicable in several columns of its costs column. Are you
say it again? For the last one. Okay. Okay. That's
it has an overall value of 60,000.
I've seen it.
For the guidance of the committee.
Can I proceed?
Chair, can we proceed? Or would the committee like to trace the document? It is MOJA 32. Can you take us through this particular?
Yeah. This particular vehicle or bus with brand Volvo, again it's another European brand, one of the top brands in the bus industry, and the type is a city bus. Those are the buses that are low floor and provision for less sitting and more standing. Based on the assessment of my technical team, the vehicle is like, it was found as a scrap bus with almost every aspect from engine to brake, steering, electrical system, suspension, the condition of the tires and the general body condition and the transmission, all with issues, in fact generally requiring replacement or repairs. And assuming these things did not happen to the bus, it would have been valued.
Counsel,
Yes,
is the witness reading the one you're talking about? You said
we're getting to that,
okay.
Honorable. Indeed, MOJA 32. Is it a Bluebird?
No, Volvo.
No, you're reading a different document. Secretariat, can you please assist?
Okay.
Another one that have a scrap value of 60,000, different from this.
I'm not sure, I need to check.
Because the one they are referring.
Which brand is that?
Yes.
It's Volvo also.
Yes.
There's another one here. No, wait, there's another one here.
Secretariat, if you could use this copy.
Looks like there is a duplication here. I don't know. Yeah.
What is the mark model there? BBC.
With serial number. Serial number. No, it's different. No, maybe they
You could use that copy,
No, let's use this one.
Mr. Kanyi, so that we can gain time.
Okay.
Before you proceed, actually, could you read out the chassis number slowly and carefully?
Okay, it's IBA KFC KA 17 F2 40609.
Yes, indeed. Now, continue with your assessment.
Okay. This particular bus, Bluebird, was also assessed. Year of manufacture not available. It was assessed in February 2018, and going by the observations, almost every aspect of this particular vehicle was not available for assessment. Like, there was no engine, no brake system. It's like an empty aluminum or steel box. Yes, everything about it, whether the engine, the brakes, the steering, the electrical wiring of the system, the shock absorbers, tires, seats, all taken away. The gearbox, transmission, everything taken away. So the team described it as good as just a scrap. So I say some of them are aluminium or good steel or brass or copper, which normally there is a weight or a price attached to it in dollar terms based on its weight. The team assessed it at $60,000 based on the fact that it's an empty steel or aluminium box, no other thing. So the only thing it's good for is scrap, valued at $60,000, and the weight was estimated to be around 15 tons. Yes.
Okay. Before we proceed, I would like to understand your protocol in your company with regards to documents. Once a valuation like this is proffered to an institution that requested for it, is there any way that you safeguard or authenticate your documents to say indeed that this is coming from you? Aside from,
Yes.
of course, the cover letter.
Generally we do.
And how is that done?
We usually have meetings over this thing before we submit them to external or clients or so, just to confirm.
So aside from the heading stating Gambia Transport Services Company, is there any other element in these valuations that authenticates each single valuation on its own?
Say that again? Maybe.
If a third party were to pluck out one of these valuations, how would they know that it indeed emanates from the Gambia Transport Service Company?
You will have our own records with us as counter copies. So that's one source of confirming that it's indeed from us, carried out by my technical team.
And when you're submitting to other institutions, do you submit hard copies or soft copies?
Hard copies.
Do you ever submit soft copies?
But only, I think, in the case of I'm not sure, Usman, hard copy was submitted here.
For all your submissions?
Generally, yes.
Not just to Parliament, but to other institutions?
Yes. Unless, if it is requested, they want a soft copy, then we protect it with either PDF or something, just to ensure that it's not edited.
Was it ever requested, a soft copy?
No.
No soft copy was requested?
No.
All right, I would like you to contrast the document before you, which is part of your submissions, and MOJ 8A32. Secretariat, if you could assist the witness. So can we look at the documents together?
Okay.
There is a heading on both documents, right?
Yes, Council.
The heading tallies.
Yes.
And what is the heading?
Gambia Transport Service Company.
And you confirm that both documents have the same heading?
Yes, the same.
Okay. And then it has a subheading.
Yes,
Are they the same?
Vehicle assessment stroke valuation. Yes, the same.
Same on both documents?
Yes.
On the document submitted by your company, GTSC?
Yes.
And the document submitted by the Ministry of Justice? Correct?
Okay, this from Ministry of Justice.
Yes.
Okay.
Are they the same?
That is
Heading, at least.
Yes.
Then both of them have two tables, but we start with the first one. Actually, three tables. We start with the first one. explain the first or second item. The first item, who is the customer?
Jammeh Commission, Jammeh Commission.
The same?
Yes.
What is the vehicle make on both of them?
Bluebird, Bluebird.
What is the session number on both of them? You can take your time to read it out and confirm they are the same on each document, and then confirm or deny, and then read out each of them.
The one on my left, that's what I believe is from us. Is that correct? Yes. SASI number is IBA KFCKA17 F240 609.
Can you read the one on your right?
It's the same.
You confirm that it's the same?
Yes, Council.
Let's fast forward to the date.
15th of February 2018 on both of them.
Let's fast forward now to the observations column.
Okay.
Engine condition. What is the observation?
Missing on both of them.
What is the appropriate cost?
On the one, I would say from us, not applicable, at that whole column is not applicable throughout.
Every single column is not applicable?
Yes.
What about on the document submitted by MOJ?
Blank.
It is blank?
Yes.
So essentially they're the same document, but they are not the same document. Are you confirming that?
Yes.
Which one does your company take responsibility for?
The one we submitted to the commission, through Mr. Youth, and recently through him to Mr. Dumbia.
Can you explain away the reasons for their discrepancies?
Well, this is not from us, so I don't know how it came about.
You could say no if you wish. Can you explain the discrepancies?
I cannot.
You cannot?
I cannot.
Again, I ask, at any point, did any institution request for soft copies of your valuation reports? And do you recall submitting any soft copies of such reports?
I cannot remember.
Do you agree with me that the discrepancy is a very loud discrepancy? It is indeed an anomaly?
Subjective, but for me, as long as it did not change the final value, blank could be as good as not applicable. Yes, so I don't see it as very serious.
You don't see the discrepancy in documents as very serious?
So for me, my the intention is, if the value remains the same, then the message is
yes, as a
the same.
technician, you're focused on the content.
Yes.
I am focused on the form of the document.
Okay.
And this is why I asked whether you had shared any soft copies of these documents with any institution.
I cannot recall any institution requesting for soft copy from us.
Is there another variation of your reports?
Another variation?
Yes, perhaps one that might not have the column filled out for approximate costs?
Not to my knowledge, Council. Not to my knowledge.
Thank you. I would leave the rest to the committee.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, your witness.
All right. Thank you so much, Council. Mr. Kanyi?
Yes, Chair.
Yes. Before I hand you over to my colleagues, maybe a few clarification with the assessment. I don't know if this is the standard way of doing vehicle assessment. I mean, leaving some information outside the assessment form. Maybe this is the standard form. I don't know. I'm just asking. But I've seen some things are missing in the information. Perhaps these are bosses, and bosses in nature are commercial. Isn't that right?
Sometimes they can be for private use as well.
Private use as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but these bosses were mainly commercial.
The bluebirds mainly.
Mainly.
Yes.
And could you confirm if they are mini bosses or, because we've seen that whether they are mini bosses or bigger ones?
All the bluebirds are large bosses.
Large bosses.
Yes, as I said, they were the ones used by the defunct transport company, Youth School, before.
Would you confirm that, like large bosses, normally, if you're doing an assessment, is it also appropriate to mention the capacity of the boss? Is that applicable? Because then people want to know, if it is for commercial purposes, what is the capacity of the boss to determine whether, even if it is a scrap, but at least you need to know the capacity. For example, now if the boss is not scrap, to determine the value of the boss, you should also know the capacity so that you can determine what price is attached to the boss. So that is missing in the whole assessment. I don't know if that is normal.
I agree, Chairman. That's an important ingredient.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's fine. I'll hand you over to my colleagues for more questions. Honorable, you can start.
Thank you very much, Chair. Witness, I'm just interested to know whether the GTSU was just appointed, contracted to do this work, or whether it was advertised, and then the GTSU applied. What really happened? You were just handpicked to do the valuation.
We were identified by the Jammeh Commission to carry out the exercise. As I said before, we are the largest users or operators of buses in the country.
Yeah.
So by default, anything dealing with buses, we are call it the last resort. Yes, so that's how it was advertised.
It was not advertised.
It was not.
Yes, also when you look at the valuation, you will notice that several buses that are almost the same end up having the same amount, final amount. For example, you have chassis number FBBCU 2030 2790, that is 76, end up being sold at 76, or valued at 76,000. And then you have chassis number FBBCU 2030 1410, also valued at 76,000. The same thing with chassis number 2030 2700. The same thing with 2030 3570, 76,000. The same thing with 2030 3570, 76,000. The same thing with 2030 1405, 76,000, and so on. So I just cannot understand how, is this a coincidence or is really a good evaluation that is done there, in your opinion?
Honorable, I need to refer to all of them, so bear with me. I don't know. Well, my quick answer will be, if their conditions are almost the same, they have the same age, they can attract the same value. Yes.
They can do this. Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking at one here with the one that has SASI number ending at 2255. Is that one of the ones you are citing as an example?
2255.
Bluebird. I'm seeing it valued at.
Well, I did not take all of them.
Okay.
I just took few.
Okay.
But I see a lot of them ending up being sold at or valued at 76,000.
Yeah, because I'm looking at only two here. different chassis numbers, but the same bus type, same year of manufacture, virtually the same problems. Engine condition, needing repairs or whatever adjustment at cost of 150,000, and steering condition costed at 22,000, the same. And then the battery starter and alternator missing, costed at 30,000, the same. And the front and spare tires missing, valued at 72,000. And then the gearbox missing or needs some replacement, costed at 100,000. Yes, so their total in terms of defects to fix it amounts to 374,000 each. And then the market value without the defects for both of them is 400,000, and then subtracting whatever total will give you 76,000. That's what we have.
So it's not just done off here, but it's actually, valuation is actually done.
Every individual. Mr. Youth and team were on the ground for several months.
Yes.
The exercise.
Okay. Thank you. I want to also know, the vehicles categorized at State House, ones in Feature Lake, the others at Kotu. How many were at State House, how many were at Feature Lake, etc.? Did you do the categorization?
No, but dates could guide us. I want to believe those that were in Kanyi were assessed later part of the year, which was maybe October, September or so of 2018. And those with dates of February, March or so, I want to believe. I stand to be correct. I can contact Mr. Youth. Those who are on the ground, we are the ones around Greater Banjul area. That is Banjul, Feature Lake, Kotu, and the environment.
Okay. Yes, also in your write-up, point 9, it says GTSU conducts vehicle valuation. And we have staff with formal training in automotive engineering who are sometimes engaged by third parties, including banks, for valuation purposes. However, I am not aware of any officially certified valuers in that field within the Gambia. Generally, someone with a higher diploma or degree in automotive engineering for institution. My question is whether the commission, well, that's the same question that I was to ask there, but you've dealt with that. Okay. And then whether you can tell us the type and model of the buses belonging to the former president and those that belong to GTSU. What is the difference between the buses that GTU operates and the ones that belong to the former president? Are they completely different?
Well, they are all buses, brands being different. If president used for the buses being assessed by my team belonging to the former president, we are also multi-variety brands. Bluebird, Volvo, Mercedes, and others. So it's also various types. And GTSC, we are using mainly brands from India, China, and Brazil, and Europe. India, they are Tata, Ashok Leyland buses. China, Photon buses. And we have some few Mercedes. And yes, few Mercedes. So mainly this one. But mainly technology is virtually the same. And we do also render service to bus owners whose brands we are not operating because of the expertise. Just for the records, I have staff working at GTSC who were working with GPTC before several years. Then they were using MAN buses, European brand, Leyland buses, and Volvo as well. So the expertise is still there. Yes, please.
So which means that this, the parts of these buses can be taken by other buses that are operating in GTSU or in other private places? GTSC?
We are a company, very reputable. We will not be into such. We will not be.
No, I'm just asking whether they can take each other.
No, they are not compatible.
They are not compatible.
They are not compatible. They are not.
What about private buses that are operating in the country? Are they compatible to that?
Maybe, unless you modify them. You modify them. Yeah.
Because I'm wondering why the parts are being missed. Why are they getting lost?
Sometimes some will sell them as scrap. For example, an alternator that has a lot of copper in it. Copper is very valuable in weight. You dismantle it, you weigh it, however, whatever kilos you have a lot of dollars from it. So that's just one example.
No, I'm talking about engines. For example, you have engines that are missing. Mm-hmm. From your reading, engines are being missed. I cannot understand how you can remove a whole engine, which is heavy.
Engines, so most of them are made of aluminium, and it's valuable as well. Yes, it's valuable.
Okay. Yes, in the letter dated 17th October 2018, when you were discussing with Consul, in response to the request for assessment of vehicles, it took 10 months for you to respond. Why did it take that long for you to respond to the request?
Letter dated
17th October 2018, I believe. He was telling you that it took something like 10 months for you to respond.
I think what happened
when they made a request for you to do the assessment.
Yes, what I remembered was that we had difficulty accessing some of those areas. So we had to wait for the Jammeh Commission to clear the way for my team to go to those areas. Yes.
Okay. So when you say they were cannibalized, heavily cannibalized, and these vehicles are parked at State House, do you have any idea how this cannibalization could take place?
I'm not sure whether the cannibalized vehicles were the ones at the State House, which I believe will be difficult to do.
Some of them are at the State House, but if you look at the records, you see that almost all vehicles, whether they are coming from State House or anywhere, they are being cannibalized.
Yes. Yes.
So even at State House, they cannibalize vehicles.
Well, it's a possibility, but I'm saying it's a remote possibility at State House. But maybe other stations like the Kotu Central Workshop and other areas. That's a possibility. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, witness. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Kanyi.
Thank you, Honorable.
Mr. Kanyi, just going to your statement on paragraph 4. Your meeting with the late council. Was this meeting before the evaluation or after the evaluation?
No, this will be after the evaluation. I think I corrected that to say the meeting must have taken place in early 2019.
2019.
Yeah, that will be months after submission of the evaluation report.
Looking at on GTSC 8 about the assessment report, it was in 2018.
November 2018.
Yes.
Yes.
And this meeting was in 2019.
Yes.
And the reason for the meeting was what? Was based on what?
It was about us possibly looking at buying the buses we assessed.
The buses you assessed?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kanyi, let's go through your valuation report. When you talk about 25%, but vehicle valued after a year of
depreciation at 25%. This 25%, is it yearly or a global figure that you use for the whole sum?
It's yearly. It ranges based on what you are looking for. In some companies, some use 20%. Some use, generally in Gambia, people use 25%.
In your own case, you are using 25%?
Yes.
So let's look at this one arithmetically and then come to look at the final figure. I mean, let's say on page A5,
Honorable, the MOJ has also submitted the same valuation report. Perhaps if the committee secretariat could afford the witness with the MOJ submission, then he would be able to follow.
Here we go. 5. Here we go. 2.3.
And for the record, Mr. Kanyi, the Honorable asked you if the depreciation rate was 25% or 20%. You mentioned 25 to him, but you earlier mentioned 20 to me. So you perhaps could clarify that, because the document states 20.
Document said 20. Well, as I said, it varies. So depending on what you are looking for, you could use 20, you could use 25%. Yes.
Are you there, Mr. Kanyi?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay, like, I mean, the initial sale value was 4 million.
Okay.
And then if you look at 25% of 4 million, is how much?
No. Honorable. Let me, this was, its year of manufacture is 2011.
2011, yes.
And at point of assessment, it was already 7 years old. So using whatever percentage, either 20 or 25%, its book value. Yes, so the 4 million is as at 2018, the market value.
As at 2018?
Yes.
That was the market value?
Exactly.
Okay.
This is a top brand boss, is a European brand, and looking at this is a luxury. No, it's not about the percentage. No.
So what about the 1.6?
Let me check properly, please. Just a minute, Honorable. I need to recheck this, Honorable. I need to recheck this properly.
Because if you look at, if you go to the other page also, on 6.
You are on track. Maybe I can help you. Don't move from there. Okay? Let me help you. If you look at it, your annual depreciation should have been 20%. That's your rate. Are you using 20% or 25%? 25 is what is there?
Yes.
Then good luck. Thank you.
Yes, I've seen it.
And if you go to the other one also, on 8A, it's the same problem again.
Yes.
Because you have 4 million, and 25% of 4 million is about $1 million. And you are repeating the same figure again at 1.6. And the year of manufacture for this one was 2010, and the other one was 2011. So 1 year older than the other one. And yet still, you still have the same figures. What are you telling us here?
Yeah, as I said, I need to check this properly and maybe back to you. If that is okay with the committee.
Chair, what are you saying, Chair?
When do you want to get back to the committee, Mr. Kanyi? You want us to give you like 10 minutes or so?
Maybe 30 minutes or so.
30
if that
minutes.
is not too long.
No, it's okay. We all wanted the answer.
Yes,
So,
yes.
what we will do then, yes, I think what we can do, lead counsel. I want to grant him that 30 minutes to go through and get back to the honorable member. So, that being the case, I think we can stand down.
Honorable, I would advise that, unfortunately, Honorable.
Very well. So the honorable member will skip that, continue his questioning. Then we'll come back to that where we can give you time to.
Honorable Chair, I would like to direct your mind to the fact that we have another witness scheduled for the afternoon session, and if we are to give this witness 30 minutes, it goes into the lunch break, which goes into the other witness. So perhaps that can be part of your deliberations in considering the time given to the witness.
What we are going to do now is we are selfing that now. So the honorable member will skip this question, and he continues. When he is done, others will also continue. When we are done, then we can allow him to go through and come back. We'll see how we mind that when you get there. So for now, honorable member, can you skip and continue?
But Chair, my only point here is, if you allow him to continue, from there, so you give him 30 minutes again, it's like you have to come back again to respond to this question. It might take a while, because this is an opener for me. I'm the reason why I'm putting this question to him, because if you look at the valuation, if I don't have an error here, it means the whole valuation was wrong. It wasn't properly done. So compared to what I'm seeing here, it's like there's a problem. So what is what? So if at all, he wants to give us to give him 30 minutes, it's like he's going to respond back after the session, or what?
No, what we are saying now is you skip this question. If you can do that, fine. Then you take your following questions. Then we come back to this particular question.
Okay, Chair, what I will do is, I will, want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something. Okay. Yes, Chair, with your permission, for me, I think the witness have an answer to his question.
Honorable Chair, if I could
answer, please, a minute, please. My feelings are the witness has an answer to the question the member asked. It's either for the witness to tell us the figures that are inputted are wrong, or he will go and correct it. But for me, he knew the answer. Let him just give us the answer, we move on. It's already wrong. He cannot go there, correct it, come back, tell us these are the correct figures.
Counsel? Okay.
No, me, I have questions. Not on this, I have questions.
Counsel, yes, you were going to say something.
It's fine, it has been overtaken by
The answer now?
No, I cannot. I need to consult my, let me call it accountants.
Okay.
Yes. So I don't have an answer to this now. This is why I said give me a little bit of time to get back to the committee if it is acceptable.
Yes, you don't have.
Yes.
Okay. We'll take it from that. That answer to committee. Let's take that. The decision will be hours later.
Chair, thank you very much for the decision taken by you. I think I will stop here and then allow others to ask, because I have many questions with regards to this valuation. So as far as there are no answers available now, so let me give the baton to other person to come up with their own questions. Thank you.
At this point, I'll hand the chair back to the chair of the committee.
Thank you. Okay, Honorable Professor, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Mr. Kanyi.
Thank you, Honorable.
Mr. Kanyi, I will refer you to emoji 8A2.
8A2.
Yes.
This one, okay. Okay, Honorable.
Yes. Let's lay some background. We have the customer name. You have seen it.
Yes, I've seen it.
We have the vehicle make, the chassis number, the model. We have the year of manufacture. The date, that date, what does it mean?
Date assessment was made on the particular vehicle.
That's the assessment date, huh?
Yes.
The year strictly is the year of manufacture, not so?
Indeed.
Perfect. What was the year of purchase of this particular vehicle?
We did not know that.
Year of, okay.
We did not know.
You did not know the year of acquisition?
No.
How were you depreciating them to establish your sales value?
No, the moment you know the year of make,
That's absolutely wrong. Depreciation, at the end of the day, is based on the date of acquisition. Depreciation is an accounting value. When an organization buys an asset, as at the date of acquisition, what they do is they kind of start recovering the asset. Now let's take, for example, you are the current manager of GTSC.
yes,
Not so. If you buy a man bus that was manufactured in the year 2020, and you buy it as of the 1st of January 2025, when are you going to start depreciating it?
the moment you start using it.
But as per our records now, you would have started depreciating them from 2020, as of the year of their manufacture.
Honorable, generally, when vehicles are made, hardly would they stay 1 year with the manufacturer without hitting the market. Hardly. Hardly.
Mr. Kanyi,
Yes, Honorable.
you want to consult your accountants. Accounting is based on principles.
Yeah, true.
Depreciation is to cater for wear and tear.
True.
And the principle of depreciation states that as at the date of what? Acquisition, the organization will apply their rate.
True.
And on annual basis, a fair value from the cost of that asset will be apportioned throughout the useful years of that asset.
True.
So now tell us here, what basis did you use for depreciation with regards to the cost recovery to establish the accounting value?
Now, Honorable, as I said, this vehicle, considering the year of manufacture 2003, as of 2018, it was already 15 years old.
Now, I will stop you there. I will stop you there.
Okay.
Based on the example I gave you, being the current manager of GTSC,
Yes.
will you use the same basis as is reflected on this document to apply for depreciation?
Generally, that's what we use.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
On general terms, I'm asking you.
Yes.
Would you apply the basis of depreciation as the current manager of GTSC as reflected on this document?
Yes.
I will give you the example again so that you don't make an error.
Okay.
I said, if at all you bought a man bus in 2015,
Okay.
you bought a man bus that was manufactured in 2018, when are you going to start depreciating it? Will you start depreciating it in 2018 or will you start depreciating it in 2025?
2020? No, I'll start depreciating the day I start using the bus.
That will be which year?
2018, going by your statement.
I will repeat again, Mr. Kanyi. The bus you bought in 2025 was made in 2018, but you bought the bus on the 1st of January 2025. When are you going to start depreciating?
From the day I start using it.
Which year?
2025.
So based on your statement, is this document in front of us correct?
No, I am saying that
Mr. Kanyi,
go ahead.
when facts are established, we don't lay backgrounds on them. Based on your statement,
You said even though the vehicle was manufactured in 2018, but you will start depreciating it during the year of acquisition, which is 2025. That's why I'm asking you. Okay. Based on that fact, the document we are having, which is depreciating the assets based on the year of their manufacture, is that document correct?
Honorable, if I may step in.
Yes, you can, please.
This was an exercise whose background regarding the vehicles somehow generally in Gambia was shrouded in, let me call it, missing information. It could be difficult that anybody could establish when those vehicles were acquired for the correct records by the former president. So one good basis for you to establish as a starting point in valuing them is to know the year of manufacture. When they were acquired, it's possible there were no records on that. Or if they were, they could be hidden, not available to my team. So this was the only basis we could use to guide us. And in depreciation, knowing buses, we could gauge how old they are, how long they have been used by the former president or the team, we could not establish.
Yes, Mr. Kanyi, that will be a compromise position. Before giving you that convenience, let us answer the question based on principle.
Okay.
Is it right to use the year of manufacture?
Depending on information available to the assessing team.
Mr. Kanyi,
yes.
Principles and professionality does not work on compromises. You either get it right or you get it wrong. You either get it right or you get it wrong. Is it right to use the year of manufacture? That's the last time.
If you don't know the details, you might use it as a guide.
You might use it as a guide. Yes. The committee will really decide on that. But I will tell you for free, as the general manager of GTSC, that never use the year of manufacture to start depreciation. Let's move down now to the initial sales value. Can you tell us what that means?
Just like the market value.
The sales value is the market value.
Market value. Yes.
How did you determine the sales value?
Well, you look at the industry standards and you are guided by it.
Now, what role did the depreciation play in the establishment of your sales value?
Well, the moment a vehicle is fully depreciated, honestly, you are guided by only what goes as the market rate for a particular vehicle.
Let's take this particular one as an example. This 500,000. Yes. How did you establish it?
Well, as I said, we were by year of manufacture, and from that year to the date, it was assessed 15 years, book value 0, and we know it's still in useful condition or still, which is 100. That's how the 5,000 was established as the going rate for this particular bus or others.
What was the cost as at the time of acquisition?
Not known to us.
You did not know the cost of the vehicles?
No.
Then, why were you thinking of depreciation itself when you don't even know the cost? Why were you depreciating?
Honorable, we are all users or buyers of vehicles, and most of the time in Gambia here, whatever vehicles we buy, especially for other uses, the second hand particularly, they are all fully depreciated. We all know that. But despite that knowledge, you attach values to them. You attach values to them. If you do a search on any bus that is, whether it was manufactured 2003 and is still in running condition, this value we have given, you will be around that, plus minus. Yes.
So, Paul, I want us to agree on something, that there is a difference between the book value of an asset and the market value. The book value is basically for accounting purposes. That takes care of the cost, the annual depreciation, and then it gives you the net book value. The market value of an asset looks at other variables. That will be the general condition of the vehicle. the mileage, the usage of the vehicle, and whether it had any accidents. So in this particular valuation, the moment you guys are not able to establish the basis to apply the depreciation percentage on, which would have been the cost, why were you concerned with the depreciation?
As I said, the year of manufacture was the major determinant that guided us in our depreciation, with assumption that this must have been before and it has gotten its book value as 0.
Now, we've agreed that you can never rely on the year of manufacture for depreciation. That was an error in principle, application, and in accounting. That was completely wrong. And even if you wanted to wrongfully rely on the year of manufacture for depreciation basis, without the cost, how are you applying it?
Honorable, I think I'm going to repeat the same thing, that if you are affected by information asymmetry, not all this sort of information, you need to do something is not available. Your best alternative will be to see what you can make use of what is available to you.
I wouldn't go further, we've established the point, but my submission would be this valuation doesn't serve as an accurate indication of the market values of these assets. And if at all this was the only valuation done by GTSC, then it was wrong. But should in case Mr. Kanyi and his office are having any other document that will portray the real value or market value of these assets that was based on an accurate valuation, committee should request for them and we have it. But these records are not accurate. Thank you.
Can I?
Just to add on something, Mr. Kanyi, before I give it to Honorable Mbo.
Okay.
In the conversation, I think when the member asked you about using the year of acquisition, and that you were relying on the year of manufacture, what is the essence of the remark colon in the whole valuation? If that is the case, why was it that the evaluators did not mention that in the remark colon to inform members of the commission that you are relying on the year of manufacture rather than year of acquisition, so that they know the value? You were not doing that. So how do we determine the actual market value of the vehicle, if that is the case?
Okay, Honorable, some of these questions you can easily get them even from the open market. It's not rocket science. As I said, I will repeat this. Any bus that is 10, 15, 20 years old and is in running condition, its value will be around what we have given as experts. Yes. And if Honorable is challenging that, I want to give it back, but let's assess what is in the market. Second-hand buses, how much do they cost? You will be guided accordingly.
Yes, Mr. Kanyi, I'm not challenging your decision or your valuation. I'm assessing it based on the merits of your presentation. And on face value of the valuation report that you've presented to this committee is an error. And yourself will agree to that. When you said, one, you couldn't get the cost, two, you didn't know the year of acquisition, and you started making compromises. Now, those compromises diluted the authenticity of your report. I'm not challenging your report, no. But the merits you've provided to this committee do not really pass the test. You cannot depreciate an asset based on the year it was bought. Sorry, you cannot depreciate an asset based on the year it was manufactured. No, that's completely wrong. And you agreed in your submission that you will never do that as a general manager of GTSC. So why apply it to the assets of the former president?
Information.
Allow me. Allow me.
Go ahead.
Then what stopped you from reporting to the Jammeh Commission that the key elements or most of the vital informations needed to do the valuation of these assets are missing? One, that is the year of acquisition. Two, the cost and others. Did you write to them to inform them?
We did not. We did not.
Thank you.
Just one thing I want to clarify before you take over the chair. I mean, Honorable Vice Chair grant him 30 minutes to get back to me. So I'm suggesting as far as he's here, it's a left him around by his side. When I can assign the guy to do the contacts for him before we wrap up with him. So that before we are ready, he can give us the results that we are asking for. If not, it will take time.
No, you know the task is for him, the witness, to give us that information. Now, it is up to him to assign the guy to do that work for him or not, but we will stick to him that he provide the information for us within that period.
Yes, yeah, I understand, but the 30 minutes that we are...
No, he knows already. Mr. Kanyi will deal on that. Don't worry about for him to assign the guy. It's for him to do that now, if that is the case. Please. Huh? Honorable Mbo, can you go ahead?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I just have a very short question. Yeah, thank you, Chair. Now, I just have a quick question. On the statement from Mr. Kanyi, number 9.
Okay.
He's saying that GTSC conducts vehicle valuations. Now, do you do this for a fee, or you just do it as you wish?
Generally, we do it depending on the arrangements, either for a fee, modest or gratis.
Okay, in this particular instance with the Jammeh Commission, who assigned you to do these valuations on these vehicles, have you charged anything?
We did not. The technical team was paid only, I think, 1 day allowance when they went to Kanyi.
One day allowance?
1 day allowance, which was, I think, $600 per person.
Okay, now just to continue where my colleague Fofana stopped on the depreciation. Were these vehicles acquired by the former president new, or were they used?
Going by the ages, some of them were used, some of them new.
Okay, but you never knew how much they were purchased for?
No, we did not.
Okay, so I think there's a real issue here, because if you do not know the purchase price, but then you want to do depreciation, I'm not too sure exactly how are you going to do that. That's a real issue.
That's true.
All right. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you.
Jammeh'S?
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Kanyi.
Yes, Honorable.
I want us to do a simple exercise.
Okay.
Because I saw you using your mobile to do a calculation. And when you realize the figures you got were not really right, you shifted to say you have to consult with your office.
True.
Let's look at how you get this figure on your depreciation. MOJ 8A4, and we can use our calculator and look at the initial sales value of the vehicle.
Okay. Honorable, you are taking me back to the same thing. I need to...
No, don't worry. I'm not taking you back to the same thing. My interest is to find facts.
Yes.
Right? You don't have to direct what we should be doing, sir, with all due respect.
Okay.
Allow us to do our job.
That's good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, let's look at the initial sale value of the vehicle. What is the amount?
3.5 million.
3.5 million.
Yes, Honorable.
Okay, let's have that figure against the 25%, which is the depreciation, which will be 0 times 0.25, right?
times 0.25. What are you having? And that will still bring us to the year, because you said you were taking the year that the buses were manufactured, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what do we have?
No, I did not say the initial value is based on year of manufacture. I did not say that.
What did you say?
I said the market value.
The market value.
Yes,
okay, let's finish this exercise.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm listening, Honorable.
Yeah, what do you have? I asked. If you multiply that with 0.25, what is the answer?
It's quarter of 3.5 million.
Give me the figure, sir. Not full or quarter or half. I want to know the figure you got after multiplying. You see, you were not even doing the exercise, sir, because you did it earlier and you knew exactly what you got.
Say it again.
What
I did not get that.
I said you multiply the 3.5 million against the depreciation percentage, which you said is 25%, right?
Okay.
So meaning 3.5 million times 0.25. What do we have as an answer, I ask?
Let them give me 0 at the end of 4 years.
So meaning the process has no value.
No, they have value. They have market value.
Where do you said it will give you how much? I don't even trust the answer you gave me.
Honorable, can you respect my request? I said I'll get back to
I would never take that request, because I have the feelings that you are hiding something away from this committee.
I take exception to that, Honorable.
Honorable,
Yes?
can we allow him to consult and get us a figure? Accurate. I understand your point. When you calculate what you are asking for, it's a figure you get. But to get the correct information from him, without putting under pressure right now, can he consult and get us a figure right now?
Chair, can I say this? Can I also say this?
Yes.
The figures are crystal clear on the document.
No.
As per what we have, just allow me. He's a general manager of a company. We would have expect him to know these figures in a simple context and share with us.
No.
Or are you still allowing witnesses to go out there, prepare themselves, come back and baffle us?
No, not that. You know, remember, we are doing fact finding, and on this statement, you remember we said the witness should not tell us anything that is not factual. You understand? Now, if we should put him under pressure to tell us something that is not true, perhaps we are putting ourselves into trouble. If he said that he wanted to go back and consult, because I understand maybe he was not there. If he want to consult and give us information, we can accept that from him. Give us information, but make sure give us an accurate information. You understand? With what we have, I think that is in order.
Chair, I wouldn't go against your rulings, but also to be on record, he wouldn't come with anything new. Thank you. We can progress. Mr. Kanyi.
Yes, Honorable.
At some point you said when the then lead council invited you for a meeting.
Yes.
You didn't take any documentation.
No.
Of the meeting.
We did not.
Why? And as a general manager of a company, why should you sit in a meeting without taking minutes of that meeting? Can you explain that to us? And are you really in control of that company as a manager?
I am very much in control, and not all meetings that all of us attend, you take with you records, depending on how you are invited to a particular meeting. I said there was no formal communication from the Jammeh Commission for us to go to that meeting. We were verbally invited. We went there, had a very short discussion, and that was the end of it.
Mr. Kanyi,
yes,
in your statement when you were responding to the council, you did mention that whilst the lead counsel called for you to meet with her, then you were busy writing a proposal for the acquisition of the former president's bosses. Am I wrong or right?
Is that in my statement? I need to...
No, that was part of the response you gave to the council.
What did I say according to you?
You said the time that the then lead council, Ms. Ami Bensudo,
Yes.
reached out to you for a meeting in relation to the bosses, then you were very busy developing a proposal for the acquisition of the bosses.
I cannot remember saying that, Honorable. I cannot remember saying
Chair,
that.
this is not 6 years. This is just few hours ago, maybe half an hour ago. And he is saying he cannot remember. Can we go back to the records and actually get part of his response in connection to what the council asked?
Very right, Council.
Yeah. I need to be reminded of that. I cannot remember saying that.
Council was, can you remember that question and the response?
I do remember the question, but if we could play the record, for the record to speak for itself.
Yeah, that will help.
Please.
That will help, yes.
Please.
All right, then is the video ready? Is the record ready right now before we can play? Otherwise, we can proceed and later.
Yeah, we can proceed and do it later. Yes, we can proceed and shortly the technical team will avail the record for Honorable to circle back on that issue.
Okay, all right, thank you. We can proceed.
Mr. Kanyi.
Yes, Honorable.
I have a concern. That is to say, when the then Jammeh Commission wrote to you and also served the company with an order to say they want the company to take ABCD responsibility sometime around 2017 December and January 2018 respectively.
Yes, correct.
You didn't act as a company, or the company didn't act? Because I also understand, to be fair with you, part of this time you were not at the office. It was a period of transition.
Yes.
However, what motivated the company to act when the head of the Government Vehicle Control Office wrote to you that prompted for your office to take actions in terms of doing the valuations and also with other arrangements? What actually prompted that? Why didn't you not act on the instruction of the commission? Instead, you acted on the instructions of the head of vehicle control unit.
Honorable, I said when we received the first letter, we did not act. It was a transition period. A reminder was sent to us in January. And then we wanted to act, but we had some difficulty accessing some of the areas. So it took almost, 2 weeks from 23rd of January 2018, and we received a letter, the letter was copied to us in early February 2018. It was about 2 weeks span, authorizing the commander of the State Guard to give GTSC access to value the vehicles. But as I said, with all that, it was difficult to access them until around October that we had that easy access to the vehicles. So we had access problem. Yes.
You have access problem. That is on the side of when Mr. Seedy reached out to you. But when the council wrote to you through the Secretary General, you didn't take any action. And there was also an interval in between. So my question is, in between these two communications, why do you acted swiftly with the instructions of the vehicle control unit against the commission's instruction? That's my question.
These are protocols that have to be observed, Honorable. Sometimes the commission will write to an institution to act, but if the other parties do not give green light for you to have access to what you want to do, you cannot. This is what happened in this case.
I don't still get to understand you, because for me, the reason behind you not accessing the site, or the duration when you couldn't access the site was when Mr. Seedy or Seedy wrote to you. So I'm asking you, when the council wrote, when the commission wrote to you, you didn't take actions. What were the reasons? What really prompted you to act on the instructions of Mr. Seedy, not on the instructions of the Jammeh Commission?
Can you refer to the letters properly? Look at the date sequences, please. We were first written to in December 2017. A reminder was sent 5 weeks or so after that, or 6 weeks after that.
Mr. Kanyi?
No, I'm coming. Please, let me land.
No, you said let me look at the letters properly.
Yes.
I'm looking at them and also want to guide you through the letters I referred to.
Okay.
Okay. The first letter dated 7th December 2017.
Yes.
Signed by the Secretary General or by the Secretary of the Commission.
Yes.
The second letter was authored 23rd January 2018.
That's the reminder.
That was a reminder, yes, but it's still a letter, right? The third letter by Mr. Seedy was what? I think 16th?
6th. 6th.
6th February?
Yes.
Yes. So, looking at these intervals, December, January, until February, my question is, why were you acting on the instructions of Mr. Seedy, not on the instruction of the Jammeh Commission?
We did not act on Seedy's instructions. We acted on the request of the Jammeh Commission, Honorable.
Okay, because I only noticed that you responded when Mr. Seedy wrote to you. That's a different thing to handle.
Seedy did not write to us. He wrote to the commander of the State Guard, copied us, and the essence was to give us access to the State House.
All right,
the vehicles.
That is fine. That is clear. Now let's look at the scrap thing. The buses that you sold as a scrap.
We did not sell buses as scrap.
Sorry, I'm very sorry. You didn't sell. Yes, you did the valuation.
Thank you.
And also tag prices. You know, I'm a body bunga. I like money, so
Okay.
yes. Essentially, I want us to look at, let's say, MOJ 8A5.
8A5.
Yes, because
yes.
If you look at it, there's this high-and-high bus that was labeled as a scrap.
I have a different narration here on 8A5. I'm not sure whether it's the same as what you have. Mine is an Iveco.
Five eight. I captured 58 rather. Yes, 58.
Because MOJ 58.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
MOJ 58. Yes, 58. I will definitely appreciate if you can guide us on the price variance on the buses that were valued at different prices. If you look at the specific one I referred you to, and the price tag is 249,000 as a scrap bus. I think it's a scrap, right?
Yes.
Scrap value.
Based on description, yes.
Now, if you look at MOJ 8A60, there is another scrap of a high-and-high with a price tag of 189.
Yes.
against other price tags of scrap buses at 76K, 81K, and 68K. I think some of them, in fact, as low as 54 or 51,000.
Okay.
Why these variances, considering the fact that these buses equally were scrap buses? Can you guide us through, please?
It will depend on the materials the particular vehicle is made out of or made of. If it is largely aluminium content, that will attract more value. And if we have a lot of copper wires and other things in it. So it depends on the particular materials a vehicle is made of.
Okay.
Yes.
Kanyi,
Yes, Honorable.
let's take these two buses as a typical example. The one that you tag at 249 and the one that you tag at 189. What is the material variance in between these two buses?
Both valued at 350,000 each, market value. But look at the observations column. Look at the observations column, Honorable.
Yeah, I am.
So the cost of adjusting it to have it up and running are identified here. And they have different costs. So that explains the difference in the net values or scrap values, we call them.
Mr. Kanyi,
Yes, Honorable.
I still want to understand this difference because what I'm seeing here, for example, if you look at the one that you tag at 249, one of the observations you have is requires servicing, requires servicing, 25K and 8,500. And this one, the observation here is they said missing. So no one knows what missing means. But what it captures is...
It means the engine is missing.
Okay, the engine is missing.
It's there.
Okay, engine condition missing. But what I'm saying, if you look at the cost attached to that is 80K.
Yes.
And you were telling me that normally it emerged from the observations you have. So with these observations and also the amounts attached, which one is higher? The 249 against the 289. The 249,000 scrap bus of a Hyundai against the $189,000 scrap bus Hyundai.
I didn't get the question. Can you please repeat?
What I'm saying, looking at the observations and the amount attached, in between these two, considering the observations, which has a higher amount attached against the other?
The one marked 58 has lower cost for adjustment than the one marked 60.
So now, if that should have a lower cost for adjustment, why should a price be tagged on it that is higher than the one that has a higher cost on maintenance or service?
That's very simple arithmetic, Honorable.
Kindly help.
Yes, 350 minus 110 gives you higher value than 350 minus 160.
Come again.
I say 350,000 minus 160,000 will give you lower value than 350,000 minus 101,000.
Okay. Thank you. I get that. But again, I'm still surprised that we can sell a scrap for 289,000 for a bus as a scrap, or we can tag a price as a value for a scrap of bus at 289,000 against 50 or 76,000. I'm definitely not convinced how this is possible.
Okay.
For now, I would hold it here until the proposal, the issue of the proposal is clear. Then I'll make a follow-up question, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Honorable. Mr. Kanyi?
Yes, Honorable.
Quickly, just to, before we close, earlier when you were talking to the council, you actually mentioned about, by the way, before I get there, what was the reason that GTSC did not go in for the buses? Because I think it was proposed to GTSC if they would have interest to purchase the buses. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And what was the reason that you did not buy?
I said previously that we felt conflicted to assess an item and buy it ourselves.
Okay, so the conflict of interest is coming from GTSC itself?
Exactly.
Okay. So, Honorable Fofana was asking, before we conclude, on the valuation, the assessment done. Now, would you agree that there are missing elements in the valuation in its entirety?
I agree. Yes.
Okay. And for that being the case, perhaps we will say the valuation done by GTSC has very serious defects. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say so. I would say, based on the information made available to us, we did our utmost best to come up with a valuation report. But it's based on what is available as information to us.
But if there is any losses, if there's any losses in the sales of the buses, would GTSC take responsibility to say they did not give a fair, assessment of the buses to the commission to sell these vehicles? Would that be the case?
I would say our valuation was based on our expertise through by technicians and the market going rate. So for us, we are convinced that we did not undervalue anything and we did not overvalue anything.
Okay.
Chair, I think we have made something clear, very clear here in regards to the valuation report. Going by the arithmetic and the valuation report is telling that there are errors. And GTSC was doing the right thing, telling us that what they did was right. And comparing to what we have in here, based on Mrs. Kanyi's response, there is a big problem with the valuation report. So should we accept the report to say it is correct, or should we say the report is incorrect? For the valuation report, if you look at the valuation report that is given to us, based on my arithmetic check, there are big gaps, Mr. Kanyi. So I will definitely say that this report is not correct. Either you are overcharging, or you are undervaluing. These two might happen. Thank you.
All right. So the issue here is the onus lies on the committee to accept the valuation report, but Mr. Kanyi, as a witness, perhaps he has right to defend his valuation, his statement as well. But it is for us as a committee to determine whether what we have in our position is right or wrong. And I think the committee will take a decision on that. Remember, we will have a report based on our view of the whole assessment, and of course, what is submitted to us. We will take a decision on that, and perhaps it will form part of our recommendation later. Yes. So, Council, before we move, any further clarification?
Yes, not quite clarifications, but just to remind the witness that there were 3 items he is to provide to the committee. The first one is the facts in relation to what you described as the GTSC impasse.
Okay.
The second is just to itemize for us all the locations of the buses. And the third is an explanatory note on the issue of depreciation as brought out by the honorable members. That's all from us.
All right, thank you so very much. I think the witness is taking note of that. Mr. Kanyi, do you have any final word to say?
No, Chair, very final word. There is 30 minutes given to him to respond to me. I will allow him to go without 30 minutes given to him. What are we doing? He said we give him 30 minutes. And he was given 30 minutes to respond to me. Tell him now.
Intervene in that area because when that issue happened, I was chairing. And I have on my notes, because when the lead counsel said another witness is coming, giving him that 30 minutes would have an issue. I put to the witness, do you have an answer to this question? And he said he has no answer to the question. I said, then the committee will decide on that. Let's take note of that point. That was what happened. I took note here to say he said he has no answer to that. So like the chair said, when we are deliberating over these things, this thing needs to be highlighted.
Very well, very well. Just like I said, if information is asked and it could not be provided, yes, the committee will determine what we put in the report and as part of our recommendation. But if the witness has the answer, perhaps you can provide the answer to the committee, okay? But if you do not have, yes, we will take note of it, and then it will form part of our report as well. Because I think it's a valid question, and it, seeks for a very clear answer. Thank you so very much. Do you have any final word before we?
Yes, thank you, honorables and council team. Some valuable observations on our report, but just for some tips here to be guided properly on the values we have attached to our valuation, not to defend them, but just to guide each other. In this world of internet also, even if you go online to any vehicle valuation sites online, punch age of a particular vehicle and its current market value, you'll be guided. These are very straightforward answers one can get, as simple as that. It's a very simplistic approach, but we did not go that way. We have to assess thoroughly the vehicles and see a way of attacking values to them. I agree with the honorables that the depreciation aspect has some issues, which I promise to get back to you on. Yes, but that's one thing. But the most important aspect is an old vehicle will have a market value, whether scrap or not. And then that's exactly what we did as a GTSC. Thank you. And I promise to provide you the information as soon as possible, these 3 areas. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Kanyi. And yeah, we will release you for today. Maybe in the course of the inquiry, if we need you again, yes, you will be listened to. Yes. Of course, you will be here to raise more questions. Yes. And for now, we will take a long break, and then we'll resume at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.